Hi everyone, I'm Eugenie. I am a specialist in organic, chemical-free gray coverage with herbal mixes, and I am recording this video mainly for for people who are already inquiring about this hair color, and it kind of saves me repeating myself the same thing over and over again. So a lot of people asking me what kind of products I'm using for the gray coverage. I'm not actually using any particular brand of products. I'm using pure herbs, namely henna, cassia, and indigo, and I create mixtures in each particular case. Okay, so the way the organic dye works is different from the chemical dye. Okay, so while the chemical dye actually removes the pigment out of your hair and replaces it with sort of artificial pigment, the organic hair dye does not remove your pigment. The molecules of the herbs, they bind to your actual keratin, and therefore the color will depend on your original hair color. It also depends on how many grays you have, how resistant are your grays, and how long are you prepared to keep this color on your hair. So basically the way it works by staining. If you imagine a wet tea bag being put on the table, you will see a stain, and the longer you leave it on, the darker will be the stain. So it's quite important to keep this color on for quite a few hours if you want a kind of a very good coverage for your grays. So also, if you imagine the same tea bag being put on a table, on a surface, on the white surface and the brown surface simultaneously, you will see that the stain on the white surface is actually lighter than the stain on the brown surface, and this is how your grays will be. They will be covered, however they will always be lighter than the rest of your hair, and it's just something to be taken into account before you do this type of hair color. I often also get asked if you can be blonde with the herbal hair dye, and yes, you can be blonde if you have enough grays, because you can the grays can be covered into a beautiful kind of golden blonde, and they will look just like highlights. However, if the distribution of grays is not even, you might need to have some additional highlights put in to make it look nice and even. However, for the maintenance, you won't be needing to do highlights very often. You can sort of, once your roots are growing out, you can apply the herbal mixture to cover your grays. However, with the highlights, it's enough to have them once in 4 or 5 months, or even less. Okay, like I said, I use basically henna, indigo, and cassia, and if your desired color will require indigo, it's important to know that having indigo in your hair isn't a way, it's a commitment, because indigo can never be taken out of your hair by any types of sort of color corrections. Okay, so if you use the indigo once, it stays in your hair for good, and you could change the hair color later on, but you will still have to be in the darker kind of shade range. Okay, so it is a commitment, and it's important to remember with indigo. Another thing I wanted to say, that for subsequent reapplication, for maintenance, say for example you're applying henna on your hair, it's not recommended to apply it on already colored bits more than once in 3 months, because if you apply henna too often, it can over dry your hair. Okay, because the hair will become heavier and you know, it will become more lustrous and more filled from inside. However, if you do it too much, you can over dry your hair. Yeah, so to be on the safe side, do not reapply it on the whole of your hair, you know, too often. In terms of the washing out your hair color, because in majority of cases I apply the mixture and the clients wash it out themselves, you know. And some of them struggle a little bit because the particles, they get stuck in the hair sometimes, and therefore I recommend using a lot of conditioner, no shampoo but conditioner when you're actually washing out your mixture. The color that you will see straight after you washed it out will be a bit brighter than the color that, you know, the color that you can have after about 3 days. So it kind of cools down and comes down after 3 days, and it's important not to shampoo your hair 3 days after the application, because the color still oxidizes in your hair, and if you shampoo it, you will just wash out some of it, and you know, your hair color will be less saturated. I think this is pretty much all I wanted to cover. Of course, if you want to create this mixture at home, and if you want to dye your hair at home, you can do so. If you need a personal consultation, we can always arrange sort of an online consultation that can guide you through step by step how to create your sort of your mixture for your hair. Another way forward, if you still want a service done by me but you're unsure and you have questions, we can arrange a consultation. We can arrange sort of a live consultation, and if you later on decide to go for the service, then the consultation fee will be sort of partially deductible from your sort of appointment bill. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much all I wanted to say. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna record this video and I'm gonna leave it on my profile if you want to watch it later. And yeah, so have a good day everyone. Bye bye.